Hey there, faithful YouTube user. I'm sorry there's no cats or anyone getting whacked in the genitals in this video. I've chosen to disguise my voice to remain anonymous. Please keep the HAL 9000 jokes to a minimum, Dave. If you're watching this video, I'm going to assume that you are either considering going to AI Online or any of its on-campus counterparts, or you already are, in which case you have my condolences, or you were just trying to watch that video of that panda sneezing and accidentally clicked on this. There is an overwhelming amount of people online trying to get the word out about what a scam the art institutes are. But so far there aren't nearly enough videos, and those seem to resonate a lot more with people. I blame the internet. I will tell you that I am a current student of the Art Institute of Pittsburgh online division, soon to be former, because I'm cutting my losses and getting out now, and I urge students attending there to do the same. But let's cut to the chase here. I'm going to put this in the most simple way that I can. The Art Institute's chain of colleges, especially the online division, are a complete and utter fraud. Now when you say things like that, you'll get comments like, "Oh, you just couldn't hack yet. You couldn't hack yet. Well, you're a dropout, that's why you're pissed off, because you're too stupid." No, I'm dropping out of this school not because it's too hard, I'm dropping out because it's too easy. I'm also withdrawing because the tuition to this school for what they give you is criminally high. Have no illusions. The likelihood that this school is going to teach you enough to get a good job in your field of study is incredibly low. I have seen fellow students hand in work so bad, so laughable, and pass. Because the courses are set up not to teach you, they are set up for you to pass. The classrooms are really nothing more than message boards, and the teachers are really nothing more than message board moderators. You can easily pass most of these courses without even ordering the books for them, because they are almost never referenced or used in any of the courses. The quote-unquote online lectures they provide you online in the classroom, most of the time you don't even need to read them to answer the questions in class. All you need is the common sense of a hamster to answer correctly. What's more, quote-unquote class participation is an insulting percentage of your grade. Every time you have an assignment, you are required to go and comment on other people's work. It is a requirement. You will lose huge amounts of points and probably fail your class if you don't provide substantial reviews and comments on other people's work. Even in a math class where there is really only one right answer, you are required to critique multiple students' work. Isn't that the friggin' teacher's job? So you have to say, "Hello, fellow faceless student. I really like how your answer was correct, and exactly the same as everyone else's." I don't know about you, but the last time the class participation counted for so much of my grade, I was tracing my hand to make a Thanksgiving turkey for the teacher to hang up on the wall and put a star by. For all of that worthless knowledge you could have looked up for free on the internet, you get a degree that has absolutely no respect on the job market and anywhere from $50,000 to over $100,000 of debt. And let me tell you folks, your friendly neighborhood student loan collectors are not going to care one iota whether you got the education that you signed up to get from your college or not. Now let's talk about the completely incompetent scatterbrained staff, shall we? That's right, higher education seekers. The apathetic phone monkeys in charge of your academic success have no idea what they're doing. You are just a number to this school. A number that they really can't even keep straight. I cannot even begin to list for you the amount of mistakes that have been made with my enrollment over the course of my attendance. Here's a tasty sampler you can share with your friends. I've been stuck in classes that I've already passed on at least 4 occasions. The first time, I had to write a letter to the dean explaining the entire situation and wasting tons of my time. And let me tell you, if I hadn't spoken up every other time that had happened since then, I really fail to think that the school would have figured it out. And guess how much it costs per class? Right now, at the time of this video, $457. That's about $1,800 worth of fraud. My estimated graduation date was more than a year incorrect. Their campus common constantly displays misinformation. I've been told the wrong start date for classes, and I've been erroneously billed on at least 2 occasions. When you call a school to find out what the weird bills are about, you get bounced back and forth from phone monkey to phone monkey just to find out that, oh, it was a mistake and you really don't need to pay it. I really don't think the school would have paid me back my money if I had gone ahead and sent it in, do you? It makes you wonder how many quote-unquote erroneous charges that the school just sends out at random to see who bites. Okay, long story short, Students of the art institutes have to constantly police this institution for negligent or suspicious behavior. Their courses do not teach you the critical information that you need to know to get a job in your field of study. On top of all that, they're insanely expensive. Scrooge McDuck couldn't afford to send Huey, Dewey, and Louie to this college. Okay, he could, but he's a cartoon duck. And unless you have a very wealthy cartoon duck uncle, don't even think about going to any of these art institute schools. They are the McDonald's of art schools. In fact, I hear that the offline schools are going to start installing drive-thrus for your added convenience. But wait, you say? Strange anonymous pitch disguised voice? This all sounds very illegal. How can a lackluster for-profit company possibly masquerade as a school and prey on innocent people simply seeking to further their education? It's downright un-American, isn't it? We all should do something. Well, if this was the old days, we'd all get a big, angry, torch-wielding mob together and storm the castle, wouldn't we? Well, the modern equivalent of those torches are lawyers. And when you sign your immortal soul away to the school, there's this little tiny fine print that you really should have read. The school has arbitration clauses. Basically what that means is, if you have a problem with the school, if you think they've ripped you off, you have to settle it with them. If they're not going to take your side, you can't take it to court, you got to settle it with them. What they'll probably tell you is, if you don't like it here, then drop out. Oh, and by the way, none of your credits are worth anything from this rinky-dink college, and you can't transfer them to anywhere, not even to our own schools. You heard me right, even if you just moved and wanted to start going to the art institute near your home, you gotta start all over again. There's also some really unconstitutional stuff in there about how you can't sue them if you're pissed off at them. Until recently, those kind of clauses were mostly considered a joke, but the legal wizards that I've talked to have told me that some new recent laws have passed and it'll hold up in court. So new class action lawsuits against the school are pretty much out. Some students in Houston, Texas sued their art institute and had to fight tooth and nail just to get the case heard in front of a jury. And unless I'm mistaken, they started the proceedings back in 1999, man. People were still wearing their plaid shirts tied at their waist back then. So even with the overwhelming amount of students, teachers, and employees reporting of the fraud this school perpetrates, there's just nothing any of us can do to stop this evil, maniacal juggernaut from selling students into financial slavery and teaching them nothing? I refuse to believe that. Here's the thing, folks. The Art Institute's chain is owned by a company called Education Management Corporation, EDMC for short. There is a revolving door of people that sue this company, but so far it seems like they consider the money that they get sued for to just be the price of running their business. A now former employee of EDMC recently testified in front of the Senate Help Committee about the way that they distort their graduation employment rates. Basically what she told them is that EDMC employees are encouraged to distort employment rates. According to her, if you're working in the video game department at Toys R Us for $8.95 an hour, then you're gainfully employed because of the quality education you've got in an EDMC school. If you're writing the overly long flavor names of coffee on the chalkboard at Starbucks, then you're gainfully employed because of your graphic design degree. Oh, and to put the icing on the crap cake, in order for EDMC to count you as gainfully employed, you only have to work at these crappy jobs for 1 day. Sounds great, huh? Go to college for thousands and thousands of dollars to do stuff you could have done when you were right out of high school. Hell, you'll be working along people that are still in high school. Hell, you'll be working alongside people that never finished high school. You know, I was wrong earlier. There are people getting whacked in the genitals in this video. Whacked in the genitals by EDMC. And right by EDMC's side, another giant evil juggernaut, Sally Mae. I'm sure they'll tell you not to worry about the $80,000 that you borrowed from them to go to the crappy school that didn't teach you anything. Well, the good news is a few days ago, the Department of Justice filed a huge lawsuit against EDMC for fraud. The states of California, Florida, Illinois, and Indiana are also on board with the suit. Do whatever you can to get your state involved too. Write your congressman, write the governor of your state, write the attorney general of your state. Get a hold of the Taxpayers Against Fraud group at TAF.org. Get a hold of the law firms that are helping the Department of Justice fight EDMC. This company, through their schools, have victimized so many of us, and it's time for us to band together. I'm compiling testimonies from students to submit to several sources. At the very least, write me your story. I don't think fighting the Art Institutes is going to get us anywhere. We need to cut the head off the snake. It's my hope that if EDMC is brought to justice, then students might be paid damages to repay the loans that they owe for the worthless educations that these schools hand out. Sally Mae's not going to care where the money comes from. The loans are federally insured and they're going to get their money one way or another. Thanks for watching, and please stand up and fight.